Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. Right, the video today is on this Volvo V70 from 2010 with the 1.6, I believe the turbo diesel engine that is common on Volvos, etc. And right, let me show you what the problem is with this. I'm gonna start the thing. So I haven't touched this yet. I just moved it from the front of the driveway to here this morning. But the problem is this. Okay, so I'm gonna press the clutch. You've seen already the error in there, but I'm gonna start the engine anyway. There we go. So that's the fault in there, as you can see. And yeah, I don't have a clue what is wrong. The owner said to me that the car, despite this error, the car drives absolutely fine. So we don't know what is wrong. So with no further ado, let's gonna plug in the Maxi-Sys and see what we have. And it looks like I'm gonna have to put this on charge, but very quickly we're gonna do this. Gonna go straight to the engine ECU, no auto scan. Just straight to here, drop our codes, and the faults are okay. So we have two faults here. Fuel volume control valve circuit open. I doubt this is the code that is causing the problem, because the fuel volume control valve will definitely make the car not to run, most likely. It doesn't tell me if this is a code. Okay, so there we go. Driving. Hold on, no, this is repair information. That's not what I want. Okay, so flow control valve. Hold on, might not be. Faulting symptoms, hesitate, surged. Okay, so it should tell me if this is a it should say if it's a fault. Did I say it? Test complete at least once since yes. Yes. No warning. Okay, so we have two faults here. I don't know why I'm more inclined for this to be the issue, for the top one. So okay, so what I'm gonna do, I think, is I'm going to clear this fault. First, we're gonna do a visual inspection around the engine, obviously, as you probably know. That's always a good thing to do. Then I'm gonna clear these codes, and I'm gonna see what code comes up first. Or maybe one of these faults is already old, and it could have been something else. So yeah, because unfortunately the freeze frame doesn't really tell me a lot, unfortunately. Here, total distance 21. I could have come all the way down just to see. $219. Okay, let's gonna do something to figure out what is causing that light to come on. And there we go, guys. Clear the faults. I've not even had to do an inspection. Clear the faults. Started the engine. Within 30 seconds the fault came back on or so. Scan the car again, and that's the fault. That is definitely causing the code. So never done one of these on a Volvo, so that's going to be a new one. So let's gonna get this done somehow. Okay, but I was just here thinking before that, let's gonna check live data. I don't know if this is gonna have a separate module just for the additive. Most likely it will. Yeah, it's gonna have a module just for that additive pump. I don't know. Oh, that's gonna be that one, ADM, most likely. Okay, level circuit, signal invalid, battery voltage. Okay, forget about that. We're not gonna touch this just yet. Live data. Okay, so tank level additive in what? Right. As someone, I'm gonna have to ring the guy. Either someone reset this thing without filling the tank, or something else is wrong. But looks like, let me ring the owner. Okay, and according to the guy, he reckons the tank is filled in. He's not 100%, but he believes that the tank has been filled in, when apparently the engine on this car has been changed. So the engine in there is not the original one. He told me that the old engine was knocking or something like that, and he replaced the engine on it. And he believes that this has been reset. So what we're going to do, I'm going to figure out if this has been reset, why that is still saying there is a problem with it. So we're going to have a look at this and see what we can do. Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm looking at this right, but I think I am. So I believe, so I've just done a checking the additive level. So this does, I'm not sure how it checks the level, if there is a level sensor in there. I'm not sure what the system exactly is. Never done a Volvo for this. So, but tank additive is 1/15. So I believe this can be from 1 to 15. That's the level. So it could be 7, it could be 8, it could be 12. And it tells you to do this checking 3 times. And the level gives me 15, which to me means a full tank. I don't want to wait. I don't want to do it again. Okay. So, which goes back to this. Okay. So, which means tank level is going to be 15. And it even says in there is full, yes. Now, I rang the guy. As I said, he's adamant that this has been done. So, let's gonna carry on, try to figure out how to reset this. Okay, so under the ADM additive tank module, I only have these 3. So, this was the checking the additive level that I've done. Obviously, it can't be this one. Resetting the gauge. I don't think it's this because it's already been reset, right? So because it's already showing as being full. Refilling the hose, this is just when you fill the tank, is just to prime the hose that goes into the tank. So I don't think it's going to be that one. Will it be something on the actually engine ECU? I'm not 100% sure. Let me go and figure it out. Okay, and because I couldn't find anything on the engine ECU related to this, I'm just running the resetting the tank level gauge again. Again, well, I believe that was already done. If he said that this has been okay, so that's done. Turn off the engine. So if the status of fuel level, please press escape so it shows it's full, which means the reset has been done. So we're going to press escape. Okay, so that's done. Let's start this thing again. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, so he did delete the trouble codes at the same time. I guess my live data on the tank is going to be the same as it was before. Yeah, exactly the same. And not sure, maybe this was not done correctly or was done, I'm not sure, guys. Not really sure. Let's wait a little bit to see if the fault comes back. Obviously it's gonna still here, but maybe now, no, it's still coming up. So I'm not really sure, unless it was because I never cleared the fault. Okay, so as you can see here, there's nothing for the additive. The only thing you have is for reset that, adaptations of EGR and throttle. That's it. That's to reset the filter. We're not going to do that because I don't know how the filter is, so we're not going to touch that. So it looks like this is the only two places where we can actually do anything like this. So it was that or here, which I already did the reset of the gauging again. Okay, make sure there's still no trouble codes here. Oh, so we have an issue here. This code keeps coming up, so there's something wrong here. Okay, let's kind of figure out what is wrong. Okay guys, and it looks like we're gonna have to get our hands dirty. So the additive tank lives right here, and there's one thing I want to show you here. Can you see all this color here? It's kind of brownish, reddish, looks like red. That's fluid, and if you guys remember from our last video on one of these systems, I can't remember which car it was now, but I think it was a Peugeot, I think the Peugeot 3008 or something like that. Fluid should not be on this side, so I'm a little bit skeptical now about what's going on here. So what we're gonna do, plus I don't know if the tank is full really. There's no signs of this stuff on top to be touched, but you never know. But I think I'm gonna try to remove this tank, just because if I pull these out, because all these bolts are completely corroded. So my idea was, if there's any fluid, I would recover the fluid, but man, I should be able to do it by pull these out without taking the tank. I'm gonna see if these bolts comes off. If they don't come off, I might have to think about something else. Okay, and the tank is out. Ideally I would have taken the tank on these 3 bolts, but I don't think I would have an option here. I wouldn't be lucky, so it was easier to take the normal, I think it's a 8mm socket bolt here, then try or attempt to do this. If I need to replace these, then obviously I can grind these off or whatever. But for now, it came out with the bracket. So what I want to do now is I want to take these off. So I'm going to have to put the tank up right. So I believe this is all locked. Is only this one looks like a breather. So I'm gonna have to take this off and maybe block these here in case if anything wants to come out. It's definitely alloys inside. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm not gonna say it's full, but there is there's a good amount of fluid in there. So I'm gonna try to put this upright and then try to remove this here. Okay, and here it is, guys. So it shouldn't be any fluid on this side. As you can see, the fluid is right there. Look at this wire here as well. Well, this is really kind of burning because there is a seal here at the bottom of this. This is the pump, and here there is this seal that should block the fluid right at the bottom, so the fluid shouldn't come to this side. So if the fluid has been on this side, most likely it's been inside the module. Unfortunately, if I recall correctly, the last module I was able to actually pull this off and remove the whole thing with the PCB. This one is glued, so there's nothing I can do here. But I'm gonna guess if I take there's a plug here. Let me see if I can pull this out. But even here, around here, you can see all this sort of reddish color. So surely the fluid already went into the PCB and all that good stuff. And I'm not sure. I think that might be a faulty system here, I guess. Okay, and I just decided to quickly check diagrams. So this system is slightly different than the one I've mentioned earlier that we did on the Peugeot. So the Peugeot, this actually module was actually a the actually module itself was inside this, and so this might be correct here. It might be okay, or maybe not. Will it be okay or not to have fluid here? Maybe that is okay actually, because the way this works according to diagrams I've just checked. So there is a separate module. So on the Peugeot, the module was inside of here. On this one is different. So on this one there is 4 pins. These go straight into the additive module, ECU if you will. And here you have pin 1 and 2, which is these 2 pins. They go straight into the pump, which is controlled by the module. And then the other 2 are for the sensor, for the level sensor. So there is indeed a level sensor here. So I'm guessing that, let me put this up just to confirm the theory. So if I do this, okay, something like that. How am I going to put the thingy so you can see it? But it's not going to be possible. Maybe there. You can see that it's showing OBDII, but I'll do something like so. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is I'm going to measure from pin 1 down here to the motor, to the pins in there. So the 2 pins in there, which is where the pump plugs in. It's not the motor, it's the pump. And that's going to go straight to there. Okay, 0.3 ohms. Then the other pin goes to the next pin. And then the last 2 pins should be the level sensor. I'm getting OBDII. So I'm guessing I should get some readings here because, you know, it's a sensor, so it should be reading something. So it's going to be a variable resistor, so surely it should be reading something all the time. It should never read 0. I know this is upright, so I'm not sure which position that's going to be. Can I? Yes, I can kind put this back in. Because if I buy a tank, I definitely want to recover. I want to definitely recover the fluid. Oh, there we go. Just plugged in. So let's kind of put this like so. And let's check again. See if I get any readings now. But if I still get 0 ohms, let me actually take the continuity thing. Just read the ohms. 0.5 mega ohms, like that. I need to be touching that all the time. Okay, so moving this makes no difference whatsoever. Is in the mega ohms. That's me just so okay. So it looks like the sensor might not be reading. That's the only thing that can be really. It's constantly saying there is no level, and I think that's going to be my issue, guys. So I think we need another tank. I'm not going to do it just yet. I'm curious to, when I get the other tank, if that's the way the owner decides to go, I'm curious to split this to see the insides, and I will show you, providing the owner really wants to do this. Okay? What can I say? Right, and you might be wondering what's going on. So, as you can see, I've started the car. The car is running fine with no warning lights. I'm going to leave it here idling until the end of this video, and I will show you again at the end that there is no faults coming up anymore. That fault for the additive level that was coming up on the engine ECU, it used to come up within the next 20 seconds, 30 seconds of starting the engine, and that would throw that warning straight away. As you can see now, it's not doing it, but I will show you at the end, after a little bit of a longer run, that is not doing anything. Okay, so the fault is gone. Unfortunately, this was not fixed the way, sorry about that, the way it should have done. Let me explain. So, after the last clip you have seen, not now, but the last clip on the tank, I rang the owner and I explained to him what the issue was, and that he was in the need of getting a replacement additive tank. He asked me for a link to it. He said, oh, I'll buy a used one, I just need a link to buy one. So I went quickly on eBay, and even I was a little bit, wow, this is expensive. The cheapest tank I found was £250, and we are talking used. Still, it is what it is, you know, it was not cheapest, it was no cheaper anywhere, so you would have to go that way. But then 10 minutes after I sent him the link, he rang back and he called me back saying to fix these the other way. So despite my efforts to convince the guy to not do that, because I think it's wrong, despite my efforts, the guy was adamant that he would not buy the tank. He wanted to do that, so very quickly ish we did that, and obviously all the warnings are now gone, and yeah, but I will still publish this video purely because I'm pretty much sure that would have fixed the car, which was install a replacement tank. There's also one thing that I think I should have paid more attention, which was on the live data for the additive tank module. There is a PID in there that says on the live data says level sensor initialized. Off camera I did the reset of the level a couple more times just to make sure it was going correct, and one of the times, or actually two of the times, when I came back to the live data, that PID was saying yes. I'll try to put a screenshot here of that of what I'm talking about. So where it says no in there, when after the reset, if I would come back to the live data straight away, you would say yes. You would stay yes for about 3 to 4 seconds, and then we would switch to no. So I think that was the module tried to take the readings from the level sensor. So I would say yes, because that's what it was doing, but then you realize that was an issue with that sensor, and that would flip to no, and then would throw the fault for the level sensor. So I'm pretty much, I'm 99.999% sure that was my issue. That was the level sensor inside the tank. As you have seen, that is sealed, can't be replaced. It has to be the whole tank, unfortunately. And for some odd reason, they are extremely expensive. I don't know why. You can still buy the ones for the Peugeot and Citroën, the ones that actually have the module inside, which they are just a slave module of the engine ECU. So they are like, I believe they are on a CAN bus, but it's the engine ECU that controls that module, that controls the additive tank. But the additive tank contains its own module inside. If you have seen the video on the 3008, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, I'll leave a link in the description below, and you can see what kind of tank I'm talking about. Those tanks, you can still buy them for around £100. This tank, that is way much simpler. Literally, you have the pump and you have the level sensor. That's all you have in there. And they are, as I said, 250 quid was the cheapest one. Still, I mean, look, guys, look, I'm not gonna be here say anything else. The problem is fixed. That's the way he wanted to do it. No comments on that. I would have fixed the tank. I would have get the other tank, and that would have solved the problem same way. But hey, it is what it is. So with no further ado, guys, I'd still leave the video here anyway, because maybe it's gonna help someone if you have this issue. And yeah, we don't really have a fix, but we have a fix. But that's what it is. So I'll show you once more that it's still running. It's been here idly now for the last 5 minutes, and I'm gonna try to do this. No, I'm gonna have to flip the camera actually, and obviously, as you can imagine, we still have no faults, and that's it, guys. So with no further ado, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. If you do still have any questions or any comments, guys, you know exactly how it works. Just put them below, and like always, thanks for watching.